Hello? Can you hear us now? Thank goodness for that. Right. Maybe it's this time I'll not just be sitting talking to myself. Welcome, one and all, to this stream. So, today we are going to be turning this cheap, very cheap, Overwatch hat. You can probably tell it's a knockoff Nigel. It's an imitation Overwatch hat. We're going to be turning this hat, hopefully, fingers crossed. I have done this before, only once. We're going to turn it into a TrackHat. So when we sit and play things like Euro Truck Simulator, or if you're playing Flight Simulator, or just any kind of game where you've got head tracking, or you want to use head tracking instead of using a mouse, you can look around and the screen should move where you're looking. Right, so I'll set the hat to one side. Right, all I've done so far, I've made an incision here of where I'm going to place one of the LEDs. I'm going to push that through like that. It's going to sit here, the top of the Overwatch logo. Funny thing about infrared LEDs. So at the moment, obviously, you can't see anything. There's no light emitted from it, which is good. That's what we want. It's not powered up. But when I do power the LEDs up, because they're infrared, I won't be able to see them with my eyes, but the camera will pick up the infrared light because they can pick that light up. So you'll be able to see it on stream, but so will I. Obviously, I'll be able to see it on stream. I'm trying to think, have I got anything like this? I don't want to be back. There you go. So that's an infrared light inside of a remote for some LEDs. And as you can see the infrared light when you press the buttons with the camera. But if you looked at a remote and started pressing buttons, you wouldn't be able to see any infrared light because we can't see it. I'm planning on placing two LEDs, one here, one here. The last time I did this, I managed to slide the LEDs and the wire in the gap through the hat and place them here. Now what I did last time was it was a very, very cheap, quick way of doing it. I just put them in, put some tape around to make sure they would stay in place. Today, hopefully, I've got a glue gun, so I'm going to be gluing them in place. I haven't quite worked out yet me wiring. So what we're going to have at the back, we're probably going to have the wire going in maybe down where the band is and running along under here, and then you can fold that over, so the wire is going to be tucked away in here. This will go to LED number 1 here. We'll probably then try and go LED number 2 over here, and then from there we're going to go back inside the hat, the middle, and run an LED. It runs some wires up to the LED in the middle, back down, and round the other side. Oh, sorry, round the same side. So we've got the wires coming out the same way for the ground, for the negative. The things you're going to need if you want to complete this yourself as well. Things you are going to need. You'll need a hat. You can use TrackHat. Is it TrackHat? They also do a clip, so you can either get these 3D printed clips off eBay pretty cheap, and then just get yourself some infrared LEDs, I got them really cheap. I think they came in a pack of 10. You will need a resistor. Sorry, I don't know where this camera is pointing. A 5 ohm resistor. That is just to stop the LEDs from overloading and blowing up. You'll need, I've got some various bits of wire as I'm dropping things on the floor. Various bits of wire, nice thin wire there, so I'm going to cut this off and I'm going to use this wire here. We have a long-ish USB wire. All I've done is show you, I've stripped it back. This is just very temporary until I get things soldered in place, just so that the wires don't touch together. That's why it looks like this. I've got the wire, I've split the wire. Now inside a normal USB cable there's 4 wires. You've got 2 wires for your power and 2 wires for your data. So the colours are normally going to be red and black, white and green. Your white and green are your data. The ones you want for power, because we're going to need to power up these LEDs. We don't want to do anything else with them. We just want to power them. The camera's going to do the main work. So we need red wire. This is very pale, these wires, but that is a red wire, and that is a black wire. Although it looks grey actually, but that's your ground. I've tested these, so I know that I've got power coming from here and returning here. Got the resistor. We've got 3 LEDs. That's your basic setup. That's what you want. 3. What else have I got? I've got some electrical tape just in case. I have a knife just in case. I've got some soldering wire. I've got glue gun for when I glue the LEDs in place. We have a brand new, because I couldn't find the other one, and then I found it when I came home. Brand new soldering iron, so we can solder the wires together. I'm going to tape them up for now. I have got some heat shrink somewhere, but it's just a case of finding it. I've got a multimeter on the floor just in case we need it, but we shouldn't need a multimeter. Hello, how's it going? Are you alright? Right, so other things you are going to need, not a USB-C charger, you don't need that. Right, you need one of these PlayStation iToy cameras. Now, was this a PS3 one or a PS2? I think it's PS3 iToy camera. They're pretty cheap on CEX, getting really cheap. But there's 2 versions of these cameras. Now, I struck lucky when I ordered this one, and I got the right one. So there's 2 types, and this one is the easy one, but there is another version of this camera which is a little bit more difficult. But if you Google how to make a TrackHat, you should be able to find the videos on how to take these cameras apart and install the infrared filter. Now I'm just going to see if I've got a screwdriver small enough for this. By the looks of it. Please be. No. Must have one in here somewhere. Oh. Hello! Hello, cool dude. My first message from D Live. You are the first. Welcome to the stream. Right, I think this screwdriver isn't any good. It's not gonna. Utter rubbish. I need a thicker screwdriver. Should have had this already. You can tell us that. I don't know. Should have had it already. Right. I'm just going to quickly remove these screws so that I can show you. Because I did this a while ago. I made one of these a while ago. So I've already done the camera, but just for your benefit, I'll show you where we place the filter. I couldn't find a screwdriver the right size for that, so I'm using a knife, which you shouldn't do, but anyway. Right, so take the 4 screws out the back of the eye toy, and then you should be able to just prise it apart. I need to use a screwdriver. Give it a bit of persuasion, like so. This side now. Clips still holding it together. Come on. You like the DIY stuff, that's good. Now why won't you come apart? Especially if they're live. Well, this is definitely live. But I will be putting a video on YouTube as well. Although it's streaming to YouTube, I'll be putting a video, an edited video, probably shortened down than this. Right, I'm sure the last time I did this it just popped off, but that's the whole point of being live. Nothing ever works the same. Right. The back does just pop off. And you've got a couple of screws holding this in now. So, I don't know if you can see. No, camera's that way. You've got a screw here. Yeah. There's a couple down the bottom as well. So basically we want to get into the lens so we can place our filter in between the lens, and then that is what allows us to filter out and only see infrared light, and that's how we're going to make the TrackHat only make the camera only track the hat and nothing else. Just bear with us, I'm just trying to quickly get rid of these screws out here. And then we'll get on to the fun part. Then we'll get on to wiring the LEDs up and putting them in the hat. Right, so just remove the base. Just dropped out there. We've got a couple of more screws holding this in here. These are tiny, tiny, tiny little screws. Right, so teeny tiny screws out. Oh, I've missed another 2. two on the sides as well that I didn't see. How's everybody today? What have we been up to then? I hope we've all had interesting and productive days. I know I have. I've had a nice little productive day. I was supposed to be working for 4 hours and I ended up only working for 2.5 hours, but still got paid for the 4. Right, so we take the board off the back. That's what the image processor is. And this, you're left with your lens. Now, inside of here, this is where I've put, I don't know if you can see it, probably not. Let us see if I can very, very gently lift this out. Right, so that's your lens from your eye toy. Right, I'm working back to front here, so I do apologise, I keep going the wrong way. Now, all I did with this, try and carefully move this so you can see it. Come on, there it is. There's the lens for the eye toy without any filter. That's what it normally looks like. And this, all this is a piece of floppy disk. I bought a floppy disk off eBay. And now I'm going to lose me a bit of floppy disk. I bought a floppy disk from eBay, and you cut out just this tiny, tiny little piece. And that sits in between the lens and the image processor. So, in between the lens and the board. I'm going to slide that back in. Try and keep it nice and straight so the screw holes line up. And we're going to put these tiny, tiny, tiny little screws back in. As long as I've lined the holes up right anyway. So as I say, I'd already done this because I've built one of these before, but for some reason I threw it out. The hat. Threw the hat out. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to make another one. And I thought, I shall share it with the community. My demonstration on how to do a budget TrackHat. Yep, that's spot on. Right, so let's get the screws back. Screws back in the board to hold the board in place. I wish I had a small enough screwdriver for this. The one that I found is just a little bit too small. Pinch the screw from there. Ah, no, now I've lost one. Ah, hang on. Screw that in a little bit first. Right, so screw that one around in there. Come out. I'm going to have to take the board back off, aren't I? Get this screw out. Right. This time, let's just do it one at a time. Tighten them up just a little bit so they don't fall out this time. Next one. Yes, I've got enough screws. No screws left over. Not like an IKEA flat pack. Last one. All I would say is be very, very careful when you're buying floppy disks, because people are trying to charge an absolute fortune for them. Because it's old hat tech now, so nobody's making them. Don't need to. So yes, they're a little bit harder to come by, so people try and charge an absolute fortune for them. Right. What we need to do now is get the base back in place. Cable in. I'll put the cable in afterwards. Get it lined up. Yeah, we'll put the cable in after. Let's get the holes lined up first. Like so. Didn't even think I would get any viewers on D Live. So you're going in that way. So just push the cable back in the grip there. Sits in. Everything's as it should be. We're going to put the back of the eye toy now on. I think the best way to do that is to slot it over the cable and then push it on. Yeah, just like that. Get those clips engaged, push it in, make sure it's all clipped in nice and firmly, and then pop your 4 screws back in. I have lost one of my little sticky pads. I decided to bugger off before, but we're not going to worry about that. It's a sticky pad covering the screw. Fine. Fasten this back up, and then that's the eye toy done. That is your infrared camera. Now, just drop one of the screws. Okay, it's on the desk. I'm not showing this bit because I'm only tightening a couple of screws up, and I'm using an implement that I shouldn't be using because I couldn't find a screwdriver that fit these screws, so I'm using a knife. Right, get rid of the knife. Eye toy is back together with our infrared filter in behind the lens here. So we've had to dismantle the whole thing. If you get the other eye toy, it looks the same. There is another version of this camera. You then have to start taking the lens apart. Apparently, I don't know 100% because I haven't had to do that with this one, to place the filter in between the lenses. There is tutorials on YouTube on how to do that. I got the easy camera. I was lucky, so I didn't need to do that. That's good. Good. So, eye toy done. We'll set that to one side. Then we can get on with the more important stuff now. The hat. Right. So, I've got my wires. Hello, Hellfire. I'm good. How are you? Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. So what we've done so far, I've just finished up with the camera. So I haven't put these. I forgot my little sticky pads that cover up the screw holes. Half a job, Harry. Good. Well, hopefully, the objective is that I should be done with this tonight, and Hellfire has followed. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated, buddy. we should have some sort of head tracking for Euro Truck Simulator and similar games by the end of the night. I'll put a video up on YouTube as well, a shortened video. So this is just going to be like the full stream, unedited. And what I'll do is I'll edit a video down. So if you've missed anything, then you can always go back and watch the video and talk you through it. A bit quicker than the stream. So all we've done so far is I've spliced this cable open. This is a standard USB cable. It only looks like this at the minute, just so that the wires don't touch together. So it's not going to look like that. We've done the iToy. So you need an iToy camera and a floppy disk, believe it or not. Like proper dinosaur technology. Can it reach it now? Basically what we did is we took the screws out the back of the iToy, prise the back off, then you take the circuit board out, which was held in by 1, 2, 3, like 7 screws that's held in by. Get that out, then you can lift the lens, just lifts out, and between the end of the lens and the circuit board is where you place a piece, just a section of your floppy disk. You put your floppy disk open it up, and cut out just like a square, big enough to sit at the back of the lens. And then all that's going to do, that creates your infrared filter, so that the only thing that this camera will see is infrared light. So that's what we've done so far. Now I'd already done that months and months ago, when I first made a TrackHat. So I just quickly went through it there. But as I say, you can either go back on the stream to re-watch what I did, how I took it apart, or like I say, I'm going to make an edited video and edit it down nice and short. Try and go for about 15 minutes. Cut out all the chatter, and just have a little quick talk through of how I'm doing it, so you can follow along. Right, hat. With regards to the hat, I got this hat at Comic-Con a couple of weekends ago. It cost me £5. So I know Overwatch hats are normally about 20 quid. In the past, I think I've paid about 8 quid for one off Wish, which is the last hat that I did this with. This one, like I say, from Comic Con cost us a £5. All I've done with the hat so far, just in the middle of the Overwatch logo here, I've made a hole. And all I'm planning on doing with that, I'm going to squish it together and I'm able to push the LED through, so that I can set the LED here, just the top LED, and we're going to route some wires around so that it doesn't cause too much of a problem. I've just got some spare bits of wire here, not too thick, but thick enough anyway for what we want. And cut them off here. It's just all old bits of tat that I've got lying around, so I haven't paid anything for the wires. I already had the camera and what have you. I already had the LEDs. The LEDs, I think I had to order them in a pack of 10, but I think they were only about £3 for 10 LEDs. So they're not massively expensive. You'll also need a 5 ohm resistor. That's just so you don't blow the LEDs up. Right, so we're going with the standard colours, red and black. Red being the positive and black being your negative or your ground. Just going to separate these wires. If you need us to move any of the cameras, just let me know. I'll try and move the cameras around so you can get a better view. Or if the lighting's not too good, let me know. I'll try and adjust the lighting as much as I can so that you can see. What I can do is I can... No, that's as bright as that one goes, I think. Right, for our ground wire, that's what we're going to be coming back with. And what I'll do is I'll start by, what I might do is I might zoom this in here. Go for the keyboard out the way. Don't need any of that just yet. I've got my USB cable. You can see I've split the USB cable down the middle. You've normally got 4 wires inside a USB cable. You're going to have a power feed, which is your red cable. You're going to have a return or a negative or a ground, whatever you want to call it. That's going to be your black cable, or one that looks as black as you're going to get. In this cheap cable, it is more grey than black. You've also got 2 other cables. Those are your data cables, green and white. We don't have to worry about the green and the white cable just yet. Well, we're not even going to worry about the green and white cable at all, I would say. I'm just going to strip this cable back, and I've just realised that I don't think my solder will stick to this cable, because it's not copper cable. I have got some other cable here, which I believe is copper cable. Yeah. Right, I'm going to use the copper cable instead. I didn't realise that this red and black cable wasn't copper. Right, so where's my knife? I'm going to have to split this a little bit. I'm just working the knife down a little bit there, and then what I can do is I should be able to just pull it apart, like so. Right, I don't want too much off. Now, the colours that we've got now is like blue and brown. So it was black and red. Now we've got like a blue and a brown. Blue is your negative, and your brown is your positive. Or whatever you want to call them. Live, ground, negative. I'm just twisting these cables together here. This wire. Right. We'll split it at the other end too. Get that out of the way. I don't cut myself. Actually, it might be better off using this cable, because this cable is sheathed as well. So it's got that protective cover on, which makes things a bit tidier actually, and then I've got less work to do. But it's just a case of getting all the wires in the right places and making sure we've got the good length of wire as well. So I've just got them wires exposed to both sides now. So I'm going to do just a quick test of this. So I'm going to hook these up. I'm going to unplug it first while I'm doing my little test. Twist these wires, bend them over a little bit so the little chocky block thing grips it properly. I'm just going to put this together. Right, so I've now got that live in there. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to open this up, and then the other LEDs over there. Right, now I've got 3 of these infrared LEDs, and I believe with these ones the longer leg is the positive. I'm almost positive it was. Yes, pun was intended there. Right. So all we're going to do, I'm just going to wrap that around, or not. Don't need that blue wire just yet. I've got, hang on, try and move it around a little bit so you can see a bit better. I've got the USB cable with the positive wire. That's then attached to this side, attached to the resistor. And then I've got the LED, which is here, and that is attached to the negative side. So definitely put that together. What you should see happen, I'm going to touch them just yet. I'll plug my USB cable in. Right. We can't see anything happening with the LED. It's not hooked up. All we're going to do, you should see this, but I won't be able to see it. We should be able to see just it's not going to work, is it? There you go. You can see that. Right, that's good. that's what we're planning on. I was getting a bit worried there. Heart was going a bit, you know. Whew. Got a sweat on. Right. Funny thing is, I can't see that light because it's infrared. You can see it on the camera because the camera can see infrared light. There you go. We know that's working. That's good. That is what we want. Right. So I'm just going to disconnect this. I'm going to unplug it again. If I was just to connect up the LED without the resistor, it would most likely go bang because the current would just be too much. So the resistor's there to dial back the current. And once we've got all 3, we're going to link these in series. Once we've got all 3, and there'll be a nice low current going through the LEDs, and it's enough for the iToy to pick up. So we should have no bother with that. Right. So the first thing we're going to do, we're unplugged, and I'm going to remove the little connector block, and I'm going to get my soldering iron, which has a damn cable tie around it, doesn't it? Of course it does. Not just a tie wrap, full on cable tie which you have to break apart. Right. I'm not going to plug that in just yet. I want to get myself all right. We want to attach the resistor first. That's then going to, from the resistor, tell you what, I'm going to strip this back because I don't need this. Don't need that blue wire really yet. You'll have to excuse us because I've never done this live before. I can't really remember how long it took us the last time. Feel free to jump away, come back later on if you like and see how I'm getting on. Like I say, I'll get a video put up, a short video, so you can follow along if you want to do this yourself as well. Right, rid of that. So what I need to do is, let's think about, so I'm sitting here, I'm going to want the wire to come out and go this way. So I want this wire probably coming in this side of the hat. What I'm going to do, where's my knife gone? Now, like I say, I've got a glue gun this time, so I'm going to make an incision here, and then I'm going to glue all this back down. Like I say, what I'm going to do is, where the folded bit is, I'm going to sit the wire in there, and I'm going to put a couple of glue spots in there just to make it secure. That should be able to pass out through there like that. Good. And then what we're going to do is, I'm going to try now and get that to go through here, so I can push the wire through to the front of the hat where I'm going to put the first LED. So what I think we'll do, try and work out how I'm going to do this. Right, I'm going to get rid of this. I know I've just put tape around that, but I'm going to split them again. I'm going to split it. Get out! Get out, get out, get out. Get out. I'm just taking this wire out of this sheath. I think it's a bit chunky. It's not going to fit where I actually want it to fit. Right. The next part is I've got to find somewhere where I can get through here. So it's going to be in between top and the bottom layer, isn't it? And like I say, I'm going to glue all of this back together once it's all set up. I'm going to cut away at the threads here. Excuse my head. I know you're probably thinking I'm destroying a perfectly good hat. But, as I say, the hat was £5. I'm really not going to worry about destroying a £5 hat. It's an imitation hat, so I'm quite happy with destroying this hat. Okay, I want that to go under there. I don't know if you can see that, but the screwdriver is underneath. You'll be able to see that there now. I think it's going to be a little bit awkward trying to push the wire through. If I can't get the wire through, what I might have to do is just cut the whole side open and glue it back down later. Oh, that's alright. Look there, it's going straight through. Right, so we want the LED around about these points here, opposite each other. I'm going to say round about here. I'm going to cut this bit open here. Try to anyway. Destroy. Well, I'm trying to repurpose it, yeah. But I'm trying not to destroy it in the process of repurposing it. The last one with the wish hat that I had, I did destroy that one because I just did that one quick and I didn't have all the materials that I've got this time. So I ended up just taping it up with electrical tape. Right, so that's stuck there. I'm going to have to peel this back a little bit. Try and grab this wire. It's getting a bit stuck. Try and give it a helping hand. One. How's your streaming going anyway, Hellfire? There it is. There's a little wire there. Come on. A little bit more. Right. Have it. So I know it doesn't look fantastic, but what we'll do is we'll glue that down. And then I'm not going to use that bit just yet. I'm going to measure this out. Put that off about there. So all I've done is I've just chopped my wire. Chopped a bit of this wire off, so that's gonna tuck under the flap there. Tuck underneath and be hidden out the way. So it shouldn't cause any problems. This seems a bit long at the minute, but we are going to deal with that. Once we put the LED in, we will deal with that. So now what I want to do is, I'm going to go from here, I want to go round to this side. This is going to be the second spot for the other LED, and then from there we'll go back inside the hat, maybe even go back this way so I don't have to make another incision, and then up the middle. Should be able to just feed that along here across the top of the hat like that. Oh, that's lovely, that is. So see about there. Try and open this up nice and gently. See if we can see the wire. Yeah, it was okay. I had Squire pop in my stream for half an hour, and after that, I had no one for an hour and a half. Then 10 minutes before I ended, I had 5 people join. By the time I ended, it was back to no one. Unfortunately, I have been in that position. I know exactly what it's like. I've only been streaming since February. you're always going to have your ups and downs like that. It's very hit and missy sometimes. You know, sometimes you're going to find that you'll have quite a few viewers. Sometimes you'll find that you'll have viewers that just lurk. They don't say anything in the chat. Some people will chat to you. You know, we used to do a Jackbox. I don't know if you know what Jackbox is. We used to do a Jackbox stream. That was quite popular. We used to get drunk as well and have a takeaway. That was when me mate got kicked out of his house, and him and his missus are splitting up. So he spent a lot of time here. That was quite popular. It's just finding what works best for you. Don't do things that you don't feel comfortable doing. You know, don't stream games that if you're not happy streaming them and you're just streaming them for the sake of streaming them to try and get views. It's best stream is Subnautica. Well, I've played the game, and like I say, I've never actually thought about streaming it until you mentioned. I don't know how my PC would cope streaming that. Probably not great. This one, I'm just going to make this one a wee bit shorter. I don't want too much extra. And then, so we've got 2 wires here. What I do feel like streaming actually is Satisfactory as well, because I haven't played Satisfactory in a while. Anyway, I'll have to see when you're streaming and jump in, and I'll sit and have a chat with you. I usually sit in with Squire of Twitch and have a chat with him, and when I'm doing other stuff, I'll stay in his stream and just lurk for a bit as well. So what I might do, like I say, is if I know that you're online, I'll give you a follow and I'll put the notifications on. And if you're online as well, when I'm just pottering about doing whatever, I'll give you a view as well, just so you get that extra viewer as well. Okie dokie. Right. So, hello Mixer. First one from Mixer. How you doing? So we've got, like I say, we've got this is going to be the positive cable. This is going to be the negative cable. That's going to supply the next. Much appreciated for the follow, my man. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the family. Following now. LED number 1 is going to be here. We're going to put the other LED over here. What I'm going to do, so I don't get confused, I'm going to use some blue wire now. And like I say, so I don't have to make another incision in the hat, I'm going to feed the blue wire back through the way that I've just came. Probably see the blue wire pop out there. Oh, and a host as well! Wow! Thank you very much for the host. Much appreciated. Mixer friends. Mixer friends. I haven't been on Mixer in a long time. We're using Restream again. So we're streaming to YouTube, to DLive, to Mixer, to Twitch, and Facebook. Be live tomorrow at the same time as I was today. Okie dokie. I'll keep an eye on Twitter because I know that you're active on Twitter as well. That'll give us an idea. A little bit more difficult when I'm working because I drive when I'm for a living. I deliver Amazon parcels, so if I can, I will try and get online at home when I'm not working. Right, so we need to get this blue wire back down here to the opening that I made on the inside of the cap. Doesn't feel as though it wants to go. Space is a little bit limited to have these 2 cables running side by side. It's starting to bunch up a little bit. It doesn't want to go. Right, come on. Don't want to have to split the whole cap. But it's the best bet for anyone to keep updated. No problem. Is it going? Is it going? I think it's going. Can't quite feel where it's up to. Try and pull a bit more through. Might be easier actually if I go the other way. Oh no, we're going now, we're going now. Slowly but surely. We are getting there. Tedious. I think it's coming. There it is. Right there. I knew it was nearly there. Right. So that's good, because then that means I don't have to make another incision. I'm just going to chop that off with my pliers. Same point. Right, so as it stands now, we've got base for LED 1 here. I know this bit looks a mess. I'm going to glue this all down, so not to worry. Base for LED 2 here, and then inside the hat, I'm going to turn it inside out a little bit so you can see. We've got, this is where the positive is going to come in, and then this blue one here, that's going to feed up the middle for the third LED. And then we're going to have, I'll keep this one blue again just to keep things right. We have that one coming down, and then that one will be our negative attached to the negative part of our USB cable. So I think I've got all the wires where I want them to be, just about. So I think now will be a good time to get the soldering iron on the go. Now, I've just bought this soldering iron. I'm going to try not to, I'm going to put it on top of there. I'm going to try not to kill my desk. So, just to remind, we've got the 5 ohm resistor to put in between our positive supply and our first LED. So that's going to go in. Don't think it'll fit inside the hat here. So what we might need to do is glue it inside where the bit that folds over. We'll put it inside of there. Now with the wire, I'm going to say better to be looking at it than looking for it. Actually can't wait for this to be finished. In my mind, I could imagine your head lighting up like a Christmas tree. Funny you should say that. I don't know if you remember me mentioning, I have used one of these before, but I've also used my Oculus Rift as a tracking thing. And when I had that on, there's loads of it. I don't even know how many LEDs there are on that, but all you can see is just all the LEDs across the front of the Rift itself. Right, soldering iron. It doesn't light up that much. There is only 3, and once they're in series, then the current to them is a little bit lower, so they're not as bright as what it was before. But it's still, you can still see them. Now, just gonna try and get that to a point so that I can solder it. Try and see if I've got anything that can hold it up. And the light's reflecting off that, that's not good. What about this? The light's kind of reflecting off that as well, isn't it? Try and position it. I mean, these things, I'm sure they cost about £60–65. These TrackHats. About there. I don't even know if that made a difference. So this is where we're going to solder here. So I'm hoping, I've only got two hands, hoping this is going to work. Right. It is amazing. That is, I mean, that's not bad. I think what we'll do is do the back just a little bit more because it hasn't done round the back. Most of my setup is done on the cheap. That is how I live. Budget or nothing. Where I've got me when I've got my VR set up, I haven't at the minute because I've been painting the walls and things. And I'll show you what I've got for mine. You can get like for the cables, rather than the cables coming across the floor, I've got them going across the ceiling so they're out of the way. And then all I've got on the cable are just like these retractable key rings. There's 4 of them, and then I've just got these sticky pads with hooks across the ceiling, and that's all that attaches to. It keeps the cable out the way, and like you can get cable management systems for VR headsets and things, and they cost a fortune. I think it was an IKEA one. I think that was I think it was around about £120. It was a standalone thing that you hooked your VR up to. But yeah, about £120. I was just I couldn't pay that sort of money for something like that. It was £2 for the sticky pads, and I think it was about £2 each for those key rings, the retractable key rings. So I think in total, I think I spent about tenner. Yeah, I'll try and I'll not try and show you because if I move the camera, I'll show you later. Because if I move the camera now, it'll go all skew with, and I'll probably not get it back in the same position. Right, so that's that bit soldered. Now I want to try and get this bit done, but I don't want it too close to the resistor itself. Come on, cable. Ah! I'm burning through the bleeding cable with the soldering iron. That's not good. I'm gonna solder this on here. Come on. Put a solder on there. Nice bit of solder. Try not to burn the cable this time, Paul. I'll do nicely. We'll do nicely. Pop this off here. Right. Now what I'm going to do with that is, just to make sure that it's... just going to put a bit of tape around it. Not the actual resistor, but just the connection. Make sure it's insulated. Usually, I would use heat shrink, but I can't find my heat shrink at the moment. It's in my toolbox somewhere, and I just cannot put my hand on it. I was disappointed about, but never mind. Electrical tape will do the job. Right. So we've soldered these ends in line with the USB cable. That's done. The first wire is ready to go. Just give this a wiggle. Yeah. Make sure we've got the right cable. I'll pull that one. Yep. So this is going to be the positive. What are you burning now? You see the smoke coming away from the soldering iron there, thinking, God, it's burning something else now. Right. Got our LED bulb. The longer leg, I believe, again, was the positive. We're going to solder that in place. We're going to try and solder that in place. We're going to have to make sure that these wires do not touch. Just sit there. Hard to do it when you need an extra hand. And make like a little bit of a loop around the leg of it. See. Stay there, man. I think that's it. I think I've got it in a position now where it's gonna stay. Oh. Nope. Didn't stay. Don't want to stay. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Laughing out loud. I'm glad you find that hilarious. Well done. You can count. Ah, come on, just stay. Stay where I put you, man. Stay there. Right, tidy that up a little bit in a second. Oh, that's hot. Not too bad. Just need to try and reposition so I can get this. That's better. Right. One side of the LED soldered there. So that's our positive side, like I say. There's someone trying to show some intelligence from Mixer. Yes, Hellfire. I would agree with that sentiment 100%. Right. So we've got our positive wire hooked up. Where's my tape gone? Wrap that up actually. Before I move on to the negative side, I'm just going to wrap that up. Insulate it. Make sure they're not going to touch. Otherwise they can bang. Prudest giant. Now that's what I like about Twitch. You have to be logged in to Twitch to be able to comment and things. Get this negative wire soldered in. In. Out, that's hot, yep. I always forget. Don't know why I forget, but I always forget that it's going to be hot. Just put a friggin' soldering iron on it, you fool. Right. I wrap that up, insulate that, and then what I'm going to do is then just fasten them wires together. And then that's ready to go back in the hat. Push that back in. And then when we're ready, once I get that in a good position, should be down there. It'll push down a little bit more. Yeah, so then it's only going to be sticking out just a little bit. That's the idea anyway. Doesn't have to stick out a great deal. And we'll glue that in place there. That's the first one done. Now what we have to remember is the brown wire for the LED 2. The brown wire is going to be the positive. Don't mind me. Same again. The longer leg. Only slightly longer. In my opinion, I don't think Mixer is that great. I mean, it's just Microsoft trying to jump in to give something for Xbox. They are only going to be doing well as well as of recent because they got Ninja to leave Twitch. Yeah, just got to question how much money made that man jump ship. Obviously there was a lot of money involved, I think. But I mean, I used Restream when I first started streaming, and then I haven't used it for about 4 months, and I just thought, I'm going to give all of the streaming communities another chance. Similar sort of thing happened last time with Mixer. But YouTube was alright. What else? I'm streaming on Facebook as well. I'm just seeing how that goes. I'm only streaming to friends on Facebook. Just because I think some people don't understand what Twitch is. Friends and family, even if you've tried to explain to them what Twitch is, they still don't quite get it, and they don't want to be, they'll be sitting on Facebook for 12 hours a day, but, ask them to come into your stream on Twitch and just say, have a quick chat and a catch up. No, it's not for them. It's not what they want to be doing, but they'll sit on Facebook for 12 hours a day. So I'm using Restream so that I can stream to Facebook as well, and my YouTube, so that I've got the videos there in the future. And Facebook, like I say, mainly to friends and family, so that if they're on Facebook and they see that I've got a live video going on, they'll go, "Oh, he's live. What's he doing?" And it's just a way to reach out to them as well. But I already had Mixer set up from a long time ago. And I'm also on D Live as well. But I had my first person chat was from D Live. I don't think they stayed very long, but anything's better than nothing. It's exposure at the end of the day. They might pass my name around. They might not. Right, crack on, shall we? I want this one. I want that brown cable. That's me positive. I want that attached to the long leg. Put some solder on there. That didn't work in the slightest. Not really heard of D Live before. Well, I'd not heard of it before, but somebody mentioned it on Twitter. I think they've got PewDiePie, even though I don't believe for a minute that's how you say his name. But yeah, I think their main streamer, like Mixer now has Ninja. Twitch has got Shroud, and D Live has PewDiePie. Right, come on, I need to try and get this attached. Much easier with an extra hand. Much easier. Don't have enough hands. Right, come on. Oops. It didn't even attach. Burn through me desk mat as well. Twit. Twit. Come on. Don't be horrible. All stick together. No. Why don't you want to stick together? Got it. We have it. Run out of hands, use your feet. They say we evolved from monkeys, so why not put that theory to the test? Now, if you'd ask my sister, yeah, she would probably do that. I think she can use her hands like that. I can pick stuff up with my feet, but no, I'm not. I'll not be doing that. Unfortunately. Stay there. I only need to get the back of this bit soldered. There goes the lid off the solder. Just need to get the back of this bit soldered here. One. No! come apart. So in an effort to try and get it to attach, I've ended up making it come apart. Right, I think that'll do. We've got it there. That'll do for now. Let's tape this bit up so we don't have to worry about this bit anymore. Oh, there's room in the hat for these wires in this LED. That should be okay there. I'm going to leave that bit of tape so then I can do this one as well. So all I want to do is just get this wire, probably give that a little bit of a pull. Yep. This wire attached onto this leg LED. Right, stay there. If I do it quick enough, it might stay where I put it. Try not to burn a hole in my desk again. In my big mouse mat. Tickle it. Tease it a little bit. That's it. There we go. Takes a little bit of solder for you. There, you see, you like that, don't you? See. Got that one soldered in there now. And then a little bit warm. Oh wait. Start wrapping that other leg up now as well. Give it just a little bit more tape to make sure it's nice and insulated. I mean, it's not going to do anything where it's needing to be weatherproofed or anything like that, but that a little bit of a pull. I want it to go down this side, really. I think the two wires are just going to be awkward, not go down that way. Aren't they? Seems they are. I think I might. And push it down. Oh, don't bend it too much. That should be okay there. So you can see we've got the LEDs either side. I'm just going to glue them in that position there. Right. Next part is we want this LED here. There it is. Back in a bit, going to get food, not a problem, matey. Not a problem. We'll see you when you get back. We'll still be here. We'll still be here. Pull that out there, and I'm going to solder it over here, and then I'll push it in the hat. Might be a bit easier then. I know it's not like the most exciting stream in the world. I'm sure you would much rather be watching Fortnite I'm trying to burn through the cable yet again. Clever. Clever me. Stay still. Just a quick blob of solder on there. That one done, right? And then the last one is this one here, which in theory should be the negative. Here's so a little bit of solder on here as well. Come on. Problem is just trying to get it to stay in one position so it don't move. Tease it just a little bit. Getting there slowly. Side. There we go. Put a blob of solder on me boom there. Right. Moment of truth, ladies and gents. Moment. Oh, that didn't work very well, did it? Much easier with a pair of scissors, wouldn't it? Moment of truth skis. So we're going to wrap this up and get as high around the leg as I can. This is all going to be glued in anyway, so it shouldn't cause that much of a problem when it's in the hat. Ouch, that was sharp. That bit might need to melt that bit of solder. We'll see. Right. And that to the front of there. Come on, can you get? This is the most fiddly bit because I don't want to break anything. And yours truly has dropped clanger. Put it on there. I didn't put the wire through. Stupidly. Now we're trying to push this USB through there instead. I think they're Not worry about that just yet. Main thing is testing this, make sure it works. Right. So you can see the hat, why it's gone all green. We're going to plug USB. And got an out. This is where my friend comes in. We didn't know why. Why we haven't got any power. Oh well. I've got my voltage there. But I haven't got my voltage there. Right. So come across a bit of an issue. I need to try and find out where the issue is. Cable's working fine. I've got power going around the whole cable. I know that much. Right. So, and I've got power there. Just had power there. LED number 2. Yes. I've got power in LED number 2. So, there's an issue between LED number 2 and LED number 3. Have I put them the wrong way around? That is a very good question. That is a very good question. Because if I put them the wrong way around, LEDs generally tend to only work one direction. I'm going to test here. Or maybe I've put number 2 the wrong way around. Maybe I've got power going to number 2 but not coming out of number 2. Definitely got power. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. But what I think I've done, I may have possibly wired in number 2 LED the wrong way around. Possibly. I've got power. Power's not getting to all 3 LEDs. So now I'm testing with the multimeter. I'll try and get this tape off. I just want to put them in the right way. I've got power at number 2. I have got power at number 2. But I've got no power coming out of number 2. Let's unplug while I do this bit. So what I may have done is I've either damaged the LED or I've got them the wrong way around. Let's just try it like this. Remember that soldering iron is damn hot. Right, so I don't know if you can see this. See the display there? So this is the wire going in. We've got power going in, but there isn't any power coming out. So if I've mucked it up and I've put it wrong way around, that would explain it, because they're one directional, these LEDs. I'll put them in. All I'm going to do, oops, that would be my tempered glass case. I'm going to chop that off. That one definitely looks longer. Unless it's a dud. Unless it's a dud. Screwdriver. Right. Just keep them separate for now. You should be able to see this LED. There you go. You can see that lighting up there. We're just bridging the connection. There's no LED here. See the one in the hat lighting up as well? So we know we've got the wires the correct way around. What was the matter with this one then? Have a look. So it's either it's a dud or I've got it the wrong way around. Now it looks like the LED could be knacked. Now I think I've got one more. Right. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck. Hopefully I don't blow up. There you go. See them lighting up there? Yes. A little bit of trial and error. That's why it's good to have a multimeter to hand. Right. What time is it? Wow, it's taking us a while to do this. I really hope I'm going to get it finished shortly. We're nearly almost there. We're almost to the point where we can plug it in, plug everything in, and make sure that the software recognizes the camera. A little bit of solder. I think that's enough. I've put quite a bit on there. Yeah, it's unplugged, we're fine. We're fine. A bit twisty. Wrap it round. That'll help it stay in place anyway if I wrap it round like that. So, one. Right. Should be done now. So if we plug this in now, it should light up. Ready? Yes! Success! Whew. Right. Let's get these legs wrapped up. I think, it's probably from when I was pushing it back in the hat, I think what we might do is just open the hat up a little bit more so we can get this one pushed in without damaging it. I can always glue the hat back together. Ain't a big deal. There's my knife. Yeah. Just want that, as long as the software can see that infrared light, that's all I'm bothered about. Right. Move the multimeter out of the way now, that's finished with. I've just got this wire to solder up. And then we can sort out this mess as well. That's all done with. I'm just getting the two negative wires and we're going to solder them together. I'll find my solder. And this will be the last bit of soldering we do. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm the greatest at silver. Ever. But does the job. It does the job. That's the main thing. And tape that up. Make sure that's insulated. See? Right. This bit. So, see what we'll do. Just so that keep things moving in the right direction here. I will glue it. I'll glue it back together later. I'll do that off camera. At least then we can hopefully get it operational tonight. So I can show you how it works. That is the main idea. Look on my key. Right, so got the hat. I know the LEDs are a bit skew with at the moment. Should be able to plug that in. Can't see if it's working or not. Yes. So where's me where's me thing? There you go. There's your LEDs. 1, 2, and 3. That's that done. Right, camera. Where's the camera gone? Ready with the camera. Somebody give us a clue. What did I do with the camera? God, you know, I would lose me friggin' head. I really would. Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. It's hanging down. That's why I didn't see it. Right. Now, let's find a hole in the back somewhere for this. Come on. That'll be right. USBs don't go in one way. Turn it round. Still won't go in. Right. So, by setting up the USB camera. Okie dokie. USB camera set up and ready to go. Right. So we've cured that fault anyway. So it was a dodgy LED. I'm glad we had that spare one. That's fortunate. Right. So now So now he says, this is where the fun begins. Now, I'm going to switch over here. That's not what I wanted. Just bear with us, just while I swap this around a little bit. I'm just trying to get this working so that you can see. There we are. Hello. Right, so the TrackHat. You can see the LEDs are still working. Like I say, it's not perfect. Not perfect in any way. It's not finished, but this is just to give you an idea. Then we go. So I'm just messing around with Streamlabs to try and make sure that you can actually see what I'm seeing. Probably should have had this set up, but oh, as if nothing even happened. Right, so the camera, the eye toy is up here on the monitor. So as you can see, the software, that's the top one. Cover that up. Inverted. Just need to mess about with the settings a little bit, but you can see the way that it's following around infrared LEDs. And the reason why you can't see anything else from that eye toy is because of that piece of floppy disk that we'll put in. Right, so what I need to do now is should give it some information that we've got a cap. To be honest, I can't remember how I'd set this up the last time. Start the tracking. Don't want it too sensitive, so at the minute it's far too sensitive. Don't want it that sensitive. I'm try and remember So we can say, right, we want 180 degree, and then what else? You could also, we want the yaw, and just disable the rest. Disable all of those. Don't want the yaw, do we? Right? I'm not sure how sensitive that's going to be in game. Let's just give it a bit. Leave it on 180. Can't for the life of us. Can't exactly remember how I did this the last time. It's done anyway. We've got the track in there. Obviously, you can see that the iToy is. That's loud. The iToy is reading what it's supposed to be seeing. So it can see this. You can see the LEDs. Let's just try. I'm going to load up Euro Truck Simulator and see if it can. It will pick up the tracking. It's a little bit annoying. We've got this cable coming out here, but it's not going to make. It's not that bad. Not causing that much of a problem. Come on, game. Here we go. Game change detected. First off, switch to keyboard. Two hours. I've been taking me time, so as if I've been rushing it. Had a little bit of a hiccup. This is the worst part, is making sure that the software, making sure that the software can communicate with the game. Hopefully you can see the game. So we've got mouse control over that. So mouse steering, no, I don't want that. Eye tracking. No hardware detected according to that. Game detection. Start tracking automatically when a game starts with selected profile and stop. Stop that. Mouse emulation. Start. Nope, still not right. Right, so we've got open track. Need to get it to communicate with Euro Truck Simulator. Use the PS3i camera, yes. Using the cap, yes. Can see it. Know that. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Free track. Oh, free track. Remember. So let us have a look. They're still working. Everything's still okay. Right. Go into controls. Need to try and find changing the in-game settings. Try changing the menu protocol. Each of the options. Sure, it's free track we need to use. Yeah, free track. Which we've got. Let's close that down. Right. I'm going to try running open track as administrator. Run as administrator. Running. I'm going to start the tracking software. started. And we're going to launch Euro Truck Simulator. And fingers crossed this works. It does, the whole thing works. I've used it before. It's just getting all the settings right, and it's loud. Just matching everything up so everything can communicate with each other. I know it doesn't look like much at the minute. As I say, we need to glue these in, make sure they're all sorted. We're on free track. You know, maybe I haven't got the settings right or something. Right, so as far as I'm aware, OpenTrack doesn't recognize the game. Right? Oh, come on. That's really loud. All I want to do, I'm just making a new profile just for test purposes. For some reason it's decided to invert. Why is it inverted? I think what the problem is, we need to center it. We need to tell it the center. That's in the way. Can't quite see. Right, I think we're going to leave it there until I can get this configured properly and working correctly. We'll leave it at that. But I'll try and get it sorted out for the weekend. We're going to do some Euro Truck Simulator streaming on the weekend, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll have the hat working properly by then. I'm hoping anyway. Just going to be a little bit of trial and error. Just got to get it. It loses the top one 30 degrees, minus 10 there. When it loses the top one, not quite strong enough. Happy going that way. Doesn't like looking left. So what we might have to do before we glue them in place, it's going to be a bit trial and error to try and make sure it can see the LEDs properly. And that's all we're after. I don't think that's far enough out, that's why. I'll open this up just a little bit more. I'll be able to push it through a little bit more. It disappeared. Come on. That's better. It's sticking right out. Try that. Can't get the damn thing in now. Right. They'll be about there and there. So I want that about in front of us, not too far. Right. Still sort of losing that top one a little bit. What it is doesn't even have to go that far. Maybe it's because of where I'm sitting. It's got the main one is this one. Slightly better. Need to try and get the positioning right. I think we just need to tell it how far away they are and the height difference. Model position. Just got to mess around with it, just got to play around, and like I say, we'll leave it at that for now. I'm going to get this hat glued up and sorted out, and I'll get the tracking software sorted, calibrated properly, and then at the weekend we can show you what it actually does. So I hope you've enjoyed the little demonstration anyway, the building of the hat. You get the idea. Like I say, any USB cable will do, and then make sure you've got the resistor, the 3 LEDs, and a hat, and you're good to go. At least it works. Not a bad job. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. I probably should have done the configuration before I started, but I couldn't, could I? So, but at least if I'd known in advance it wasn't going to be as easy for setting up the software. I'm sure that's the software I used last time, and I think it did take a little bit of setting up with regards to changing positioning and the what it was actually tracking, and then obviously just get it to make sure that it recognizes the game, and then we should be laughing. We'll say that. Right, anyway, thank you for joining. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hellfire, give us a shout, or I'll have a look out for you tomorrow, and I'll try and jump in your stream. And what time is it now? 10:20. Yeah, go to bed. I'm tired. I've got to sort my mum's car out tomorrow. She's got a broken coil spring. I've got to do that. I've got to sort my own car out. I've got an oil leak, so I've got to try and seal the oil leak on my car. It's all go. No work tomorrow though, so taking the kids up to see me mum. So they should enjoy that. She'll enjoy that. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. And enjoy the rest of your night. And we'll see you tomorrow. What are we doing? Ta-da. Now I'm going to try and roll me credits here. So just bear with us, because I normally mess this bit up. So fingers crossed I don't mess it up this time. Right, are you ready? This is dead cheesy. I've just started doing this with the credits thing. Dead cheesy, but like I say, thanks for joining. Much appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been informative. Maybe it gives you a little bit of a inkling to try and say, well, actually I might try that. It doesn't look as hard as what it seems. And you never know. I mean, this, I think, maybe total price around about £15 compared to the 65, 70, 80 quid for a TrackHat. You know, it's a bargain really. So, good night. See you later.